This is really the time the Protoss needs to grab a third expansion, as he has map control for the time being, and he wants to cement his lead by making sure that he has the expansions he needs to outplay the Terran. But it looks like he's going for Arbiter Tech, 2 Stargates, which is pretty good if you want to get mass Arbiters. If you don't feel that you're gonna get Templars, hold on to that. There's a little attack going on here. A tank got sniped, but a goon was killed in the process. Looks like a second tank might be sniped. 2 goons down, 3 goons down, so that wasn't very good for the Protoss, but he did snipe 1 tank and clear up some mines and vultures. But as I was saying, if you're not going to go for Templar tech with Storm and use UF that way, it's really nice to get these 2 Stargates to put Arbiters out, so you'll have plenty of Arbiters to stasis, and you do some recalls possibly. That's probably the best use of gas in a TvP that I can think of. But he was a little late in his tech, and so the Citadel unit is only going down now, which also means there's no Zealot legs going so far. But it's actually about time for the Protoss to grab his third. It was actually way past the time. He should have grabbed it a couple minutes ago, at least. And still looks like he's not going to do it. Okay, wait, the probe is going up now, and he's gonna plop it down over here at the, would be 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock position, the top left corner of the map. Terran is still contained. He has now a number of factories, enough to keep up with his resources from 2 bases, so he can actually push out pretty soon, because he built up a very substantial amount of tanks during that time, as long as he doesn't lose them carelessly. But no, he shoots down a goon, and the other goon's back up, so this is he's just going to turtle for longer, I guess, to build up a big enough vulture force to support his tanks, with some Goliaths in case of shuttle drops, or early Arbiters, which are actually on the way pretty soon. The Templar Archives has finished, and the Arbiter Terminal is coming up. So as soon as that's done, he'll pump Arbiters out of these 2 Stargates. Terran is still pushing, shot down another goon, but is brought up short again. The Protoss does not have a lot of gas right now. He needs to get his 3rd gas at least for the Arbiter Tech, which he is getting, but it's sort of late, and he doesn't have a good gas bank built up, so that will definitely hurt him. Plus these vultures look like they're going to make some trouble for him. Shoot down the probe and delay the gas even longer, but they'll probably be cleaned out pretty soon. That goon gets taken out by mines, which is very unfortunate, but not unexpected. That many vultures. And this looks like it's going to get cleaned up in time and have some probes transferred, I hope. Meanwhile, there's not really enough gas for the Arbiter Tech. He is starting to pump 2 of them out, and I guess the stasis is going to be researched as soon as possible as well. This is not a lot of goons holding back the Terran. He needs to apply reinforcements over here. Otherwise, Terran can just push out and destroy this force really easily, or at least gain a lot of ground before reinforcements arrive from the other side of the map to stop the Terran push. So he's heading over there now, which is good, because then again, maybe the Terran isn't really pushing out towards the base, he's pushing up, wanting to secure this mineral only over here, and maybe these 2 bases as the game progresses. We'll see what his plan is. Zealot's being made, so I think these are speed upgraded, probably by now. Also, Weapons 1 is researched, but I don't see where the forge is, and if it's spinning or not. There it is, and it's not spinning, so 2 is not on the way. The Terran has no upgrades, and his armory isn't spinning either, so no upgrades yet for the Terran, and just 1 for the Protoss. Pretty behind in upgrades for both parties. And it looks like, yes, the Terran is trying to secure this mineral only and work his way up towards the other 2 bases, which is a really turtling style. And okay, wait, push is coming in from the Protoss, and some Zealots went into. That didn't really accomplish much. The goons are within range of the tanks, but a lot of them died, and it looks like pretty poor control from the Protoss. He's going to lose a lot of forces. Not take care of that many tanks. So I think he was trying to delay this expansion, but I don't think it worked out at all. He lost, unfortunately, should. These zealots are just gonna get destroyed by the tanks. Then again, the splash on the tanks might actually destroy some of them. Some tanks go down, but that still wasn't worth it. He should have kept the zealots back, since he didn't arrive with his main attack force. And arbiters are finally out, which might throw a little bit of a curveball towards the Terran. He does have 2 scans though, and they're pretty much full energy, both of them. So he will be able to deal with cloaking. Is the stasis on the way? I think the stasis might have been already researched, and soon he'll be able to use it, which works really well against a couple of tanks. If you stasis the core of tanks and then just destroy the vultures and some tanks on the outside, you can really decimate a Terran army. Or I guess decimate's not the right word. Hopefully you'll destroy more than just a 10th. But it'll be really a crippling blow if you manage to stasis most of the tanks while destroying the outside units. And it looks like, so the Terran, let's have a look at the bases. The Terran is at 3 base, with 2 gas, which is alright. He doesn't really need that much gas in a TvP, because it's pretty vulture heavy, draining your minerals. The Protoss is at 3 base as well, but with 3 gas, which he needs for arbiters. He should really grab a 4th boat now though, because you want to be ahead in bases of the Terran for an advantage, or at least to stay even. If you're at the same bases, I would say you're at disadvantage. So hopefully the Protoss goes in. Okay, so he's grabbing this base over here in the 2 o'clock position. Or would it be 1 o'clock? 12 o'clock? Okay, I'm not sure, but it did get scanned by the Protoss right away, so I think by the Terran right away. So he might head out there and try to stop it from going up. Pylon wall, so no vultures going to slip up here, and I think cannons are going to go up here to make sure the vultures don't just stand there shooting at the pylons for hours. But I see tanks and some vultures going up there, so this is a sort of a weird one, because I don't think we'll be able to break up here before the Protoss force arrives to take care of these small forces. You should really slow pushed up here and cut off this choke, stopping reinforcements, because right now this force will just get cleaned up pretty easily. And it looks like all the tanks go down, and the vultures too. So that wasn't very effective. And the Terran still has no upgrades. They are spinning though, and they're on the way. They're about halfway done. Protoss is not researching and is still at 1. So technically still ahead, but the Terran is catching up. If the Protoss gets his 4th base up and going, I think he'll really be in the lead, especially since the Terran doesn't have 3 gas, which, as I said, is not really as necessary as, say, in a TvT or something, but it was still really nice to have the extra gas, especially because you need Goliath to take down the arbiters, to make sure they don't stasis and they don't cloak everything.